Here's how to set up Sub-Zaps in Zapier, step by step. Start by signing in to Zapier and opening the parent Zap where you want the Sub-Zap to run. This is the main workflow that will call the other Zap as part of its process, so begin in the Zap that already contains your existing trigger and any earlier actions you need. Once the parent Zap is open, click the plus button to add a new action step. In the app search field, look for Sub-Zap by Zapier, then select it as the action app. This inserts the action that allows one Zap to hand work off to another. After that, choose the action event. Select Call a Sub-Zap, then click Continue. This tells Zapier that the step should run a separate Sub-Zap and then return the result back to the parent workflow. Next, choose the account that contains the Sub-Zap you want to use. Make sure you select the correct account before continuing. Then open the Select Your Sub-Zap drop-down menu and pick the Sub-Zap you want this parent Zap to run. If the Sub-Zap is not already available, use the link to create one. When you create it, make sure it includes both required parts. Start a Sub-Zap as the trigger and return from a Sub-Zap as the action. Those two pieces allow the parent Zap to send data into the Sub-Zap and receive output back when it finishes. Once the Sub-Zap is selected, move on to configuration. If the Sub-Zap includes input fields, map the required data from the parent Zap into those fields. This is where you pass information from the parent workflow into the Sub-Zap, so match each field carefully to the correct data from earlier steps. When the mappings are in place, click Continue. Now test the connection between the two workflows. Click Test and let Zapier run the parent step so it can call the Sub-Zap. During the test, Zapier should send the mapped data to the Sub-Zap, run the steps inside it, and return the expected output. Review the result to confirm that the Sub-Zap was called successfully and that the returned data matches what you expect to use in the parent Zap. If the test looks correct, review the workflow one more time in the parent Zap. Check that the selected Sub-Zap is the right one, that the mapped inputs are complete, and that the returned output appears as expected. When everything is in place, click Publish to activate the parent Zap with the configured Sub-Zap. Your parent Zap is now published and set up to call the selected Sub-Zap and receive its output.